Hi everyone. This is a brief overview of what risks are analyzed if, for example, you are going to do an analysis of a company. These are the things that you would look at. I mean, an actual strategic analysis, try to figure out where a company or an industry is going. These are the things that you would look at. Now, for our presentations, some of you may not need any of these. But if there is a risk, you want to be able to identify it, okay, if there's something in particular. So let's take a look at some of these. The first one is the current market and the company situation. Like, how big is it? Okay, and a really good place to look is at the Census Bureau. To go to the Census Bureau, trade associations have a lot of information, proprietary reports, and original research. Okay, just to get an idea how big the market is. Who are the key players? Is it expanding, contracting, or is it stagnant? I mean, is consolidation or being purchased a big risk? And what are our core competencies? What do we do well? And what do we do poorly? That should have a question mark, right? What do we do well and what do we do poorly? So that's the company situation. Okay, and this is all part of the strategic and analytic process that's used in looking at companies and industries. Okay? It's a big piece of strategic planning. And what are the customer segments? Like, all markets are segmented. Okay, the U.S. market is segmented. You must not think in terms of the total U.S. market. All right, you want to think East Coast, West Coast, Mid Coast. Those are all very different markets, and different demographics require different approaches. Different lifestyles require different approaches, okay? And markets are not stagnant, they change. So the market is really important, and it's kind of sad that in accounting, we really don't appreciate some of the information and the tools that marketing uses. I think that it would be a powerful thing to be an accountant and have a really good understanding of marketing, okay? If you don't have marketing, you are not in business, so it's really critical. And then we look at the situation analysis. Look at their product or the service situation. Do they have a proprietary solution, okay? Or is there a patent that's about to expire? Are we protected by a patent? Life cycle stage for the industry, for the form of the product and the brand. Now, life cycles change all the time, especially now. And do we have quality processes? Is it ISO certified? And I think it's the 9,000 level that does this type of quality certification. I think that's where they are. The situation analysis some more. Who are the competitors? And this requires research. You might want to do mystery shopping, or use focus groups, or do actual quantitative studies. And we want, I can't remember what I meant by this, a one-page chart of the competition. I don't know. I'll think about that one for Tuesday also. And then we've got Michael Porter, who ran a huge consulting business. He wrote the book Competitive Advantage in the 80s and really changed industry. And some of the things that he pointed out were barriers to entry, okay? Like accounting, for example, the CPA exam is a barrier to entry. Strength of competitors. Okay, is it duplicable? Can it just be copied? Are there sustainable advantages? Distribution issues, pricing issues. Okay, all those things are important. I know this is like a long list of things, but if we have a company or an industry that we're looking at, you want to be able to have a perspective of risk that makes sense. Okay? What was I going to tell you? If we look at trying to think of the topics that we have here. Hold on one second. Well, ESG reporting might get into specific companies and industries because some are much more into that than others, okay? Mergers and acquisitions, you might look at specific companies. I was looking at this list. All right, performance evaluation for sure. So we'll see, okay? The external environment is also focused on what's the state of the economy, all right, for us, for COVID right now. What's the state of the economy of the business sector? Okay, what forces affect the well-being of the business? Okay, how will climate change affect it? Are there any labor issues that the company faces? And what products or what factors affect the demand of the product, such as inflation, gas prices, advertising expense? There are political factors also that fit in here. Technology, okay, huge. It's not as big as it used to be, but unless you manage or achieve a certain level of technology, you're not going to survive. In the past you could, but today you can't. So what's the state of the technology used in the company? Is there any threat from technological changes to the way the business is conducted? Okay, and that's blockchain, and that's going to have an immense impact on accounting. Does the company have a technological competitive advantage? Okay, or is there any danger or advantage to the company due to technology change? So in other words, you've got to look at a company with like a lens of technology and evaluate these things. Macro environment. First of all, social, cultural. What social movements have an impact on a company? Okay, social movements are very fluid now, right? They've changed quite a bit. Is the company affected by social change? Is it the beneficiary or victim of social change and movements? Is the social climate of the market conducive to this business? Okay, do online communities exist that discuss the marketplace? And do popular social movements, diversity, minorities, women, and other directed lifestyles impact this company? Sorry about these. When you do your presentation, don't leave anything blue, okay? It should all be cleaned up. Demographics. Are there changes to the demographic makeup of the market which impact this business? Like the workplace now has changed dramatically. And people don't necessarily want to work as much as they used to before. I'm not sure how they live, but that seems to be the way it is. What demographic groups, either business or consumer, buy this product or service? Okay, where do the primary customers reside? And you can use the census or other databases that will answer who your demographics are. Okay. There's just a few. Well, actually, there's a few more. There's only 3 more of these. In addition, in the macro environment, we look at the political and the legal environment. What's the political environment for the product or service? Are there any political movements that threaten the viability of the business? All right. Are there any legal issues that the business faces that are either advantages or disadvantages for the business? And does it matter to the business which political party is in power? Okay, this can have a dramatic effect. But along with the macro environment, first we looked at different demographics of just the population or the market. We looked at political, legal lens almost, and if you're doing business in another country, this is a very big variable right here. Also, ecology. What's going on in the ecological environment which impacts this business? Okay, is the business ecologically friendly? Does this business have the capability of being a green business? Are there ecological liabilities that face this enterprise? Okay, certain businesses, like if you're doing waste removal or mining especially, they have huge ecological problems that they end up in the crosshairs quite a bit. External environmental trend factors. These are uncontrollable variables. Mergers and acquisitions, competitive trends, economic trends, technology requirements, market and industry trends, customer and potential customer attitudes. Okay, people change all the time. Legal trends, social and lifestyle trends, new products and services, supply issues. Well, with COVID, this is a big issue now. Productivity issues. Okay, and all of these things affect management accounting. If you are an internal accountant in a company, all of these things are your problems, one way or another. And this is the last one. These are internal factors. What's the organization structure? Okay, if you're working in a family-run business, this can be a big issue. Internal communication abilities, always difficult to have good communication. Facilities, equipment, materials, technical skills need continuous updating. Management, leadership, and capabilities. Do they have a second string ready to go in case management changes? Dedication, morale, motivation of employees, capacity to meet demand, digital capabilities, marketing effectiveness and efficiency, the ability to deliver what the market wants in a timely manner. How's our image and reputation? Customer perceptions, financial performance, their financial situation, cost of operations, geographic issues, key activities that are difficult to copy, that other people can't use. Do customers love us or do they hate us? Is their ability to work with partners? Do they have a superior supply chain? Now, all of these things, isn't it amazing how few of these really are financial? All right, they're things that you would typically associate with accounting, but if you're inside of a company, these are all issues of risk that you need to be aware of. So let's keep some of these in mind as we go through these topics and just make sure that we've accounted for risk or identified risk where we should. Okay,